Welcome back everyone. Now I deliberately stayed away from making a video yesterday. The anger, the frustration, the pure upset after yet another terror attack on Christmas, on Christianity and on children just sickened me to the stomach. What on earth leads to a man in his 50s, anyone for that matter, to deliberately drive a car through a Christmas market killing innocent people, just out celebrating their special time of year? Well, if we're to believe the BBC, the Daily Mail and the majority of the mainstream media, who have been in absolute turbocharged gaslighting mode, it could have been one of the following things. Mental health, they mentioned, family issues, was it a problem with his partner? Maybe he'd lost his job, or was he just really upset about something? Yes, these are all things that were put to us as credible reasons for such an unspeakable act. Anything but the truth. They even somehow managed to squeeze in a mention of far-right thug Tommy Robinson, Elon Musk and the AfD in Germany into one sickening Daily Mail report written by someone, by the way, with, well, let's just say a rather unusual British name. Where do they find these people? Boy oh boy, the Daily Mail have really got it in for Tommy, haven't they? Children are being murdered and they're still more worried, seemingly, about slagging off a man that's in prison than reporting the truth and facing the facts. Journalists, my backside. Now, initial reports in the media at least tried to suggest that this was an ex-Muslim who was so angry about immigration that he decided to attack Christians at a Christmas market. They tried to portray him as some kind of far-right lunatic. Well, that doesn't make any sense, does it? It doesn't make any sense at all. And the very obvious reason that it doesn't make any sense is because the guy himself had been lying and the mainstream media had been lying to us too. And unbelievably, they even hysterically somehow managed to twist this and describe it as an Islamophobic attack. Yes, a Muslim man from Saudi Arabia attacking Christians at a Christmas market was described as Islamophobic. Just let that utter level of insanity sink in for a moment. This was a pathetic and thinly veiled attempt at diverting the blame to the so-called far right and to try and convince anyone watching that us, ordinary decent people across Europe, are somehow to blame. But strangely enough, this morning, the papers seem to have gone a bit quiet on that one after they realised that the public right around Europe just aren't buying any more of their bullshit. They know they're being gaslit. Maybe that's down to the fact that the culprit himself, when being arrested, appeared to cry out, "God is great" in Arabic. Yeah, that might have something to do with it. Or the fact that even a fairly simple look back at his social media and his past suggests a massive cock-up by the German authorities, and that this guy was nothing more than an Islamist sleeper, a time bomb ready to go off, and he did. Talking of Islamists, I wonder where the pro-Palestinians and the blue-haired woke lefty students are this morning, marching on the streets demanding an end to the killing of innocent Christians and children at Christmas markets. As usual, they're nowhere to be seen, unless of course it's supporting the total destruction of Israel and everyone that lives in it. Look, whatever, does it really matter? The one thing no one can deny is that this was a Saudi asylum seeker of the Muslim faith who has killed a lot of innocent people, and that Europe has just had enough of it. And I used to visit Germany, and in particular the beautiful city of Munich, about 6 or 8 times a year, sometimes more, and it was especially beautiful at Christmas. And I considered it my second home at one stage. I felt so comfortable and safe there, and I felt a genuine connection with the wonderful German people. But all of that changed after Angela Merkel opened up the doors to just about anyone and everyone. And my last visit to that city made me shudder. It felt unsafe, the locals suddenly looked and certainly sounded a lot different, and there were suspect groups of men hanging around everywhere, even outside the wonderful hotel that I used to stay at. I haven't been back since. So what have I taken out of the events in Germany? Well, firstly, Christians and Christianity are under attack right across Europe. Our faith and our very culture is under threat, and the treacherous, lying media are prepared to try and hide it. Even worse, they're prepared to somehow try and blame us. The enemy within, and there are enough of them, but at least they have an excuse, are being protected by a treacherous enemy within without an excuse. How disturbing is that? The innuendo and the direction coming out of the mainstream media since the attack has been almost as sickening as the attack itself, and it seems they are testing our sanity to the absolute limit. And I can't help but end this video with a special mention for our friends at the Daily Mail, who seemed more interested yesterday in having yet another pop at Tommy and at Elon Musk than looking into what actually caused this evil son of a bitch to carry out such an evil act. For me, this took them to a new all-time low. The very depths of gutter journalism and the very depths of plain and deliberate deception that must never be forgiven and must never be forgotten. Europe is in one hell of a bloody mess, and those to blame are still currently in charge for now. But I think they won't be in charge for much longer.